Welcome to this explainer. I'm so glad you're here because today we're stepping into a space that is incredibly important, deeply personal, and I promise you, entirely safe. We are unpacking the body partnership from appraisal to appreciation. You see, as women navigating midlife, we are carrying around decades of ingrained habits when it comes to how we view our physical selves. Well, today, we're going to fundamentally rewire that relationship. We are stopping the constant judgment, drawing a hard line in the sand, and stepping into a genuine, grounded partnership with the skin we're in.
So let me ask you something. When was the last time you spoke to your body with kindness? And I don't mean a forced motivational declaration. I definitely don't mean a performance of self-love for an audience. I mean a quiet, genuine, totally unperformed moment of recognizing what this body of yours has actually been doing every single hour of every day through literally everything you've lived through. If that question just landed in your chest with a small, uncomfortable thud, please know you are absolutely not alone. For most of us, the honest truth is, not recently. And honestly, maybe not ever. At least not in a way that felt entirely true. But listen to me, we shouldn't blame ourselves for this. This isn't a personal failing. It's a conditioned response. And recognizing that distinction matters far more than we've been told. Which brings us to Section 1, the cost of appraisal, decades of invisible background noise. We really have to acknowledge this cost. Think about it. From the time we were young girls, just old enough to realize other people were noticing us, we were being trained. We learned to experience our bodies primarily as objects to be evaluated. Too much here, not enough there, it's not what it used to be. This constant appraisal runs so deep that it becomes entirely invisible to us. It's just the background noise of being female in a world with very loud opinions about what our bodies should look like. Moving into Section 2, menopause is not failure, a season of change. When midlife arrives and menopause enters the room, things really shift. For a woman who has spent 40-odd years rigorously appraising her body, this new season can suddenly feel like a final damning report card. You might look in the mirror and hear that cruel inner voice say, "See, I told you it wasn't good enough." But I need you to hear this. That is absolutely not what is happening. Your body is not failing you. It's simply changing. Let's be incredibly clear about what's actually going on here. We are dealing with uninvited, undeniable physical realities. Hot flushes that completely interrupt your day. Weight that decides to distribute itself in completely new places. Skin that seems to have its own new agenda. Energy levels that flat out refuse to follow your schedule, and sleep that just goes walkabout. These changes are frustrating. They're difficult, for sure, but they are biological adaptations, not a sign of failure. The body is undeniably changing, yes, but it is absolutely not broken. This brings us to a really vital shift. Now, we are not aiming for toxic positivity here. You don't have to stand in front of a mirror and chant, "I love my body," until you feel hollow inside. Instead, we're aiming for appreciation. Appreciation is quietly and honestly choosing to notice what your body does rather than what it looks like doing it. It means interpreting these new midlife signals as information rather than a failure of maintenance. We are firmly moving away from judgment and into an honest working partnership. Section 3, the neuroscience of words, language as an instruction. So, how do we actually do this? Well, it starts with the specific words you use when you think about, and speak to your body. Neuroscience consistently confirms that the words we use are not just abstract concepts, they are literal instructions to our nervous system. They actually change the chemistry of our stress response. They shape the neural pathways your brain uses to process physical sensation. Ultimately, your words determine whether your body feels like an ally or an enemy. Listen to this closely. We have been trained to appraise our bodies. Midlife is the invitation to finally appreciate them instead. Midlife is not the end of your body's usefulness or beauty, not at all. It is a profound, incredibly timely invitation to finally drop the red pen, stop grading yourself, and become a fierce ally to the vessel that has kept you alive this long. Section 4, the language swap, changing the instructions. Let's put this into practice with some practical, immediate tools for changing those neurological instructions. And don't worry, these aren't overly sweet affirmations that your brain is just going to instantly reject. These are specific, resolute, small reframes designed to actually feel true, even on a really hard, exhausting day. Okay, here's our first swap. Instead of the old background noise, "my body is betraying me," we're going to reframe it. We have all felt that sudden sense of betrayal when a hot flush hits right in the middle of a meeting, right? But the swap is,
My body is communicating with me. It's telling you something needs attention. When you use this specific language, you're literally instructing your brain to stop fighting your biology and to start listening to the information it's trying so hard to share.
Let's look at the next swap. We often catch ourselves thinking, I hate what menopause is doing to my body. I don't even recognize myself anymore. Swap that out for, this body has carried me through everything I have lived. It is changing, and so am I. Remember, your body adapting isn't a failure. It's a living, breathing organism doing exactly what it was designed by nature to do. You're in this together, and you have to start acting like it.
Our third swap. Instead of saying, I need to fix this body, like you're a mechanic looking at a broken down machine, you swap it to, I am choosing to nourish this body. This is a monumental shift. You are drawing a line in the sand. You're moving away from punishing your body into some desired younger shape and moving toward genuinely caring for the very vessel that has cared for you your entire life. To make this actually stick, we map it onto our day. Research shows that just 20 seconds of intentional, positive self-talk actually shifts your brain activity. You don't need a dedicated hour of journaling. In the morning, focus on what your body can do. When a symptom flares up, remind yourself it's just information. After movement, offer a simple thank you. When you rest, remind yourself you are listening, not giving up. And in the evening, just notice 3 silent things your body did for you, like breathing, digesting, or healing. 20 seconds. That's all it takes to start the rewiring.
Section 5. The mirror pause, the hardest reframe of all. We absolutely have to talk about the hardest battlefield, the mirror. This is where most of us do our absolute harshest work. It's where that 40-year habit of appraisal happens the fastest, the most automatically, and often the most cruelly. So naturally, this is the most vital place to practice a new habit. Not a performance, remember, just a deliberate pause.
The very next time you look in the mirror and you feel that familiar, cruel appraisal starting to form in your mind, I want you to physically stop before it finishes its sentence. Just take one slow, deep breath. And in the quiet space that breath creates, say this, quietly, honestly, and without any performance attached. Good morning, body. I know you are working hard right now. So am I. Let's be on the same team today. Notice, there's no I love every inch of my cellulite in there. It is just a firm, compassionate, and unwavering declaration. We are on the same team. It's a beginning.
Because look, nobody rewires a 40-year relationship overnight. You don't just go from intense self-criticism to unconditional love in one dramatic breakthrough. It happens through the steady accumulation of tiny, firm choices made in very ordinary moments. The body you are living in right now has kept you alive through stress, grief, joy, and profound change. It's working right now without a single instruction from you. That is not nothing. That is actually everything. It has absolutely earned this partnership.
Which leaves us with one final, deeply important question to consider as we wrap up this explainer. Will you choose to be on the same team as your body tomorrow? You have the tools now. You have the language. The invitation is yours to accept. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope you take these reframes and start using them the very next time you pass a mirror.